Patrick pushed SpongeBob into a swamp. Then he shoved a stick into SpongeBob's mouth, plucked out some of his own armpit hair, and stuck it onto SpongeBob's head. All of this was just so they could sneak into a tanning party. One day, a bronze-skinned seal threw a big tanning party. Only people with tan skin were allowed to join. Even a baby's butt wasn't dark enough, so it got tossed out like a three-point shot. SpongeBob and Patrick were immediately turned away at the door, determined to get in. They decided to give themselves a tan. They turned their rock house into a tanning salon. When Patrick came out, he had the perfect bronze glow. But while SpongeBob went inside, Patrick got invited on a joyride by a group of girls who loved his new look. By the time he came back, SpongeBob had been roasted into a dried-up sponge. At first, SpongeBob didn't think it was serious, but when he looked in the mirror, he saw his skin was so dry it cracked at the slightest touch. Even Squidward laughed at him. So Patrick decided to dunk SpongeBob into the mud. He shoved seaweed between SpongeBob's teeth and once again stuck armpit hair on his head. He thought this disguise would be enough to get them into the party. But on the way there, everyone treated SpongeBob like a monster and even stepped on him. Feeling discouraged, the two of them went to a dessert shop. Looking at the caramel on his ice cream, Patrick suddenly had a new idea. He covered SpongeBob's entire body in caramel syrup, then smoothed it out with a spatula until he looked like a golden bronze heartthrob. At last, they actually managed to sneak into the party. As the crowd danced and celebrated, the seal rolled in a dozen tanning machines. At first, SpongeBob didn't care, but then the caramel on his body began to harden. In an instant, the caramel cracked wide open. His true form was completely exposed. He thought he was about to get thrown out, but then came the twist. The seal was amazed by SpongeBob's dried up look. He declared that the ultimate goal of tanning was to be dried out completely. Suddenly, everyone started admiring SpongeBob. The staff cranked the tanning lamps to full power. 2 hours later, everyone had reached the ultimate tan. They were all roasted into ashes.